You had the scrimmage in front of some fans, but I mean to have an actual exhibition with in this building with refs and all the whistles and the scoreboard and everything. I mean, how excited are you for Friday?
Yeah, we need it now. You get to this point of the season and you're just playing against it yourselves the whole, day after day. It's a long grind, and these guys, A, they get tired of playing against the same guys every day, but B, then you don't really know what you're looking at sometimes because they're used to guarding each other. They know each other's plays. They know each other's movement. They're not being officiated. All those things that you need in a real game, and so it's time for it. Hopefully, our guys are ready for it. You're never fully ready for it, but that's why you do it. You get to learn a lot from these exhibitions.
Well, what do you want to get out of Friday night?
Well, I want to get a feel for what some of these new guys can do when the lights are on. The one question about our team is you got a lot of question marks, and the question marks are what can these guys do when the lights are on against somebody else, because that's when you're looking at a team trying to project, you're hanging your hat on, well, we know what Nick Duncan's going to do, we know what Anthony Drimmick's going to do, we know what Derek Marks, but when those guys are all gone, then you got all these guys that you don't know what they're going to give you night in, night out.
In terms of the lineup you're going to trot out there, do you have anything set in place, or is this kind of mix and match time for these two exhibition games?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I think you kind of have your core, and we do have some veterans that that I think you can count on, but then we have to get some of those questions answered, and that's probably what a lot of these exhibition games are for.
Do you have a starting five in mind yet?
Of course, yeah, you do. But for the coach, the starting five is never a big a deal as is for the players, the fans. I kind of have my top 7 or 8, and hopefully that'll keep evolving as the year goes on, because that's who it is now. I want to see some development. I want to see some guys keep getting better, and maybe in January it's a completely different top 8.
I know you mentioned obviously seeing what some of these guys can do with the lights on. What do you need to see to feel comfortable after these first couple scrimmages or exhibitions, whatever they might be? What do you really want to see out of these guys that will give you a little comfort moving forward?
I just want to see a team that's showing some of the things that have been positive in practice. We call it game slippage. Sometimes you see some really good things in practice, and they get in the game and maybe lose their head a little bit, and that's going to happen some. But you don't want to see big swings from practice to game.
You kind of. In the past, I know you had some older guys, and you kind of probably had to manage them a little bit more this time of year. Anthony probably didn't need to maybe log as many minutes during practice or whatever. How's this year's team different, being a little bit younger? I mean, do you guys get after it? Or?
Yeah, it's completely different, and because like I said, we've got, we don't know who that top 8's going to be yet, and in the past maybe we've had a lot of the questions were already answered, and so there's so many of those that still need to be answered, and so we're competing through it and trying to figure out who it is.
How many guys do you have where you know what you're going to get?
Yeah, probably only 2 or 3, I'm thinking, because even like a James Reed, who's been here forever, he hasn't been out here at Boise State, me coaching him, and so I haven't seen night in, night out what he's going to be able to do. So he's a veteran, but he's still new to us.
I figured you might say one, Nick. I mean, who else is kind of?
Right.
Is there anybody else up there? You said 2 or 3.
I think you have a pretty good idea of some of the guys that have been with us 2 and 3 years,
okay.
but they're changing their role, so we got to see if they can step up to another role and a more increased, expanded things that they do for this team.
Is there anybody that you need to challenge and that maybe needs to make that big step this year at all?
Oh yeah, there's some guys that we already have challenged, and we will continue to, and we'll see how they can handle it.
I'm sure you've probably watched that film from that scrimmage in Bronco Gym a bunch. What did you see in that scrimmage, and what are you hoping to see maybe change in this exhibition game?
Well, we kind of got away in that scrimmage, and sometimes you just let that go and let it happen, so they make those mistakes, and sometimes they have to, having a young team, I had it that second year I was here, you knew what they were going to do, you knew the mistakes they were going to make, but they almost had to live those mistakes so they could learn from them, and that's what you get the first time out, the first couple times out, is that, I know we're going to make some effort mistakes, I know we're going to make some mental mistakes rotation-wise and those kind of things, but they almost have to do them in a game, and then, then we have film of it, and then we have teaching things that we can use at practice and use in our sessions.
I know that you had quite a bit of staff turnover this season. Just kind of curious with the last, I guess really few months, but the last month or so that you guys have been practicing, what's it been like as you guys kind of grow together? And I know you always bill yourself this program as having one of the best player development staffs in the country.
Right, and that's what I think I hit a home run with because we've seen a lot of that up to this point, because that's the focus of what we're doing right now. And I think my staff's done a terrific job. I love, it's energizing to me as a coach to get a new staff and to it's more work, and it's more, you still got a lot to figure out, and we have a lot to figure out during games, because we had that same group, or that core group, for a long time together, me and Linder and John, and so we kind of knew our roles and knew what we were doing, and so we have to sort through that a little bit too.
I know you guys were getting a new floor in here for a while. Is it nice to be able to practice in here and shoot around?
Oh yeah. We it's a great arena, and it's a great place to watch basketball and to play basketball, and so it's always fun to get back up here, and it kind of adds to the excitement of being out here in Taco Bell Arena.
I'm going to ask you a funny question.
Okay.
Just because you're a Boise State football fan.
Good, I am.
What would it be like to have a guy that looks like this player on your team? That's Tanner Vallejo.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's Bloody Nose Lane. That's a good guy to have that gets up bleeding and wants the next play. That's a good picture there.